Women's News embarks on its third decade as the only global nonprofit news organization reporting on the most crucial issues impacting women and girls around the world so that we may continue to shape how women and girls are represented in the media toward creating a more equitable world that honors, respects, and supports the lives of women and girls by seeking the truth and reporting it, acting independently with accountability and transparency. Thank you for tuning in.
Oksana from Ukraine.
Miss Indywidualności. Kolejny tytuł fundamentalny.
Well, I want to welcome you to this interview and thank you for joining Women's E-News. You are a very strong woman with an important message, and I'm really glad I had a chance to connect with you. And I want to help bring spotlight on your concerns today. So I have some questions for you if you're ready to be in the hot seat.
Yes, ready.
You know, the world has heard a lot about the devastating situation that's occurring in the Ukraine, but most of them have not been in your beautiful country. What is Kyiv like? And am I saying this correctly?
Yes, of course, correctly. Ukraine, it's very beautiful country. All people who came to Ukraine, first time they fell in love in this, in Kyiv, on the west of Ukraine, everywhere, every part of Ukraine. It's very good city because we have very kind people who all the time want to support you and help you.
Can you describe what life was like there before the war?
My life before the war, I'm a model. I work as a model. I'm first Ukrainian tetra model who have trauma as my neck trauma. And also I organizer of beauty contests. But last year, before the war, 2 years when start quarantine, I had some problems with the health. Last year I had injury. I had operation I
Yeah.
have surgery. Yes, I have surgery, and I had a lot of time of recovery. And that's why not a lot of time I spent to do my work. That's why I didn't did.
Was the surgery related to your injury?
Yes, yes, I have a problem with scoliosis, and we implant on me titanium.
Are
Yeah,
you
yes, maybe as all my vertebra.
yes. Um, are you feeling better now?
Yes, now I feeling better. It's good. I feeling better.
That's an amazing procedure that you've gone through. And how long was it since your injury to
Uh,
having this
mhm.
surgery?
In this year will be 10 years in August. How I break my how I break my neck. I had incident and I fell down from the fifth floor.
Mm, that's a lot to go through. I also was injured in a fall, so I understand it's a long journey to getting your quality of life back as well as you can. Can you share with me what is life like for someone with a disability in the Ukraine?
In Ukraine, life with disability, to be honest, is too hard because infrastructure is not very accessible for
Mm,
people who move in a wheelchair, for the same women who go with little toddlers, little baby. It's not very accessible. Sometimes we cross a road, we don't go to back. We need to go to the road because accessible, not accessible, a lot of stairs where
mm.
we can to go on the another side of street.
We are very lucky here. We have had legislation in the ADA, which is now at 31 years old, and so many improvements have been made. But there are still places here that are not accessible. But I don't think anything like what you're experiencing.
Yes, yes, our experience, we want to live the same life, have to live people without disabilities. And
Yes,
this infrastructure, if Ukraine give us infrastructure better, we can live a full life with
yes,
this. Not looking for the other something bad things. That's why.
yes, yes. Well, you mentioned the pageants, and congratulations on your titles. What was Miss Wheelchair World pageant like?
Thank you. I'm a winner of the All Ukraine Beauty Contest, Beauty Without Limits 2016. And after this, I became, and I am one of part of this our friendly team of organizers. I'm one of organizers of this beauty contest, and I represent Ukraine in 2016 when was Miss Wheelchair World 20, in Poland, first edition, and I represent Ukraine, and I had a title not Miss Wheelchair World, Miss Individuality.
That's wonderful. Now, why is this kind of an event important? You're talking about a need for better infrastructure at home. Are you able to use the platform of the pageant to get the word out?
Yes, to participate in this contest is very necessary for girls to show their beauty, their strong women, because a lot of around the world we have a lot of different beauty contests for standards, and we breaking rules
Now, I know,
and do this.
yes,
Mhm.
and I know some people are critical that, it's more important than just appearance. What's inside is what matters.
Mhm.
But I think the beauty you're talking about comes from inside, doesn't it?
Yes, I know that you also have a title from the beauty contest, and that's why you feel and you uh, understand well that when person beauty outside, it's also beauty inside. And with this with these different titles, we can do more things than we can do without this.
I believe, if I have done my research correctly, you've done a lot of service for the community where you live as well
Mhm.
through your representation. Um, what programs and services are in place now to support young girls and women with disabilities, and what things would you like to see implemented?
I want to see that girls and women they are stay strong, don't looking for the different uh, for the different cases. What happened with us in our life, we can be a motivation, and I want that later more and more people staying more active. One person can see, oh, if she can, why I can't to do this? I want also, I want to do something. I think it's the same one case that we can be united and do more and more things, and we can do different international projects with
Now,
these girls.
speaking of international projects, something special brought you here. Can you tell me why this trip to the US, especially given the obstacles that you must have gone through to get here, why is this important? And share a little bit about your journey with me.
Mhm. First of all, I will say about my journey. It was very hard because we planned to go runway of dreams on this beauty catwalk, and we had the tickets on the 26th of February, but war in Ukraine start 24th, 2 days of February. And we stayed with mom and we didn't know what to do, stay here or move somewhere. We had time a little to back to come to USA. And on the 6th day, thinking. On the 6th day, Mama woke up and she say, "I'm really nervous. Where we go with you to the shadows? It was not accessible for people with disabilities. Let's go." Mama took our luggage, only one luggage for two person, and we go on the railway station. When we stand in platform, we saw first, second, and we sat on the third train. We didn't know in which direction we will go. We know only we need to go on the west of Ukraine, but which city we didn't know. Where we saw free place in this train we came to this train, and after when we went in train, I spoke with friends. We know in this time we know in which city we go. I spoke with my friend who can go help with volunteers to get accommodation, maybe some accommodation. Also in railway station in Lviv, this is on the west of Ukraine city, very beautiful city, and nearby from the Poland. Took us very good volunteers. First day we slept on the floor of library. Yes. Second day they gave us good accommodations accessible, and on the another third day we went to the Poland. This is volunteers from Lviv advise another volunteers who had a charity convoy to support our army. They came to Lviv and back again to Poland, and they had only 2 free places for me and my mom. And in this situation, we get to the Poland, and when we woke up after night with mom, American side took for us another tickets on the another day, and we came to LA because before this we didn't know if we stay on the west of Ukraine or stay in Poland or maybe somewhere in Europe. We took only one luggage for two persons with clothes for the cold weather. For the cold weather, yes, and different medicines what I need, which I eat and use. And this trip was very long, 5 days. I spent 1 day, five days this trip. And we came on the next day. We met you,
Yes.
so great person. Yes, and came to the Abilities Expo. I was the same exhibition in Dubai 3 years
Oh,
ago. Yes,
nice.
it was very like. But
Nice.
I saw that in your exhibition you have a climb.
Oh, the climbing wall, yes.
Yes,
I
and
saw.
as I work, uh, I had a sport as a tourism before the drama at school. For me, it was my dream. When I had a drama, first month I wanted to climb
Oh,
somewhere. Yes, and my dream came true. I
and
tried.
I got to witness that. That's beautiful.
Yes, yes, yes. And
Well,
another day was fitting after meeting with you. Another day was fitting day. We have a rest after this long trip. And 2 days later, we had a fashion show Runway of Dreams.
on your fitting day, how many clothes did you get to
Only one because all designers sew one clothes for one look for one model.
one look per model?
Yes.
Well, you went through an awful lot to get there. How did it feel that night?
I yes, I know this. I am safety with mom. We stay here. I like hot weather because now in Ukraine it's very cold. Yes, but all the time my heart is broken looking for this situation what happened in Ukraine, and I really worried and thinking all the time about my parents, my father, my sister, my grandma who still stay in Kiev,
I
and
know you
another
said your
part of,
family.
yes, they still in Kiev, and another part of my relatives, they on the west of Ukraine or region of Kiev were
Mhm.
more safety.
When we spoke, you were able to have talked to your sister earlier when we met. Are the lines of communication still open? Are you still able to talk?
Yes, all the time we speak with sister.
What are their what are they saying at this point in time? What are their feelings about what's happening right
Mhm.
now?
She says that now it's a normal life when every time somewhere boomed near home.
Mm. And remind me, how old is your sister?
33, she elder.
Yeah. And then you said your grandma is
Yes.
in her 80s, yes?
Yes, she's still in Ukraine, in Kiev. She don't want to go to our accommodation, our flat, because on this her accommodation she lives more than 40 years, and she don't want to go somewhere.
Yeah.
It's too hard with her. She's very hard. Her legs as very hard, but she still stay. Now the same problems that in Ukraine, in Kiev, have not good medicines. It's
Hmm.
empty, which medicines they need people in
So,
general. Yeah. But
so
my
there's a shortage of
yes,
medications.
my grandma was born 1939. She remembers Second World War. She remembers Chernobyl when broken down Soviet Union. She remember 2014 the Star War, Maidan. She remember everything. And now, in this year will be 83, and now this war.
Mm. She has seen a lot. Um, you mentioned that there is a shortage of medications, and that makes me think of two other things. I was curious. How do you feel? I mean, everyone around the world has been impacted by the pandemic of the last 2 years. You have the privilege of seeing two different countries, well, and if we count Poland, then three different countries who
Yes.
are recovering from this. How has COVID affected the people of the Ukraine, especially those with disabilities?
About COVID, yes.
Mm,
In, um, What I can say about Ukraine, on the first plan, it's not accessible places. The same, not accessible hospital. Somewhere for people who move in a wheelchair, it's
Yeah.
too hard. We saw that when people get sick by COVID-19, people came ambulance and
Yeah.
they have not any bed in this ambulance. They left down only on the floor of this. Yes, it's too hard. With infections, different hospitals also not accessible, and people a lot of steps, maybe 7, 8, 10 steps. Yes, and someone help them. The same bathroom is not accessible. Can be not area. It's too hard for the people in disabilities in first place. And also that I get sick, I had COVID-19 third time, but it was a very light form of COVID-19.
Did I hear you correctly? You said you've had 3 times?
Yes, I had 3
Oh,
times.
I've only had once. Oh gosh, I'm
Uh-huh.
sorry.
You're lucky, you're lucky. It's
You
good.
are strong and resilient.
Yes, my body is too strong. I can maybe I can't move by I want, but my body is still strong. And the same situation when I need some analysis or go to the hospital analysis, I took at home. Doctor can take at home, take
Uh-huh.
my analysis and all. It's much better for people in a wheelchair than to
Uh,
go somewhere.
Are there or were there regular testing situations?
Yes, test the same can do. But what I want to say about COVID, that's in Ukraine not accessible for people in disability with disabilities. And before the COVID, we have lockdown. That's a lot of people say stay in at home in four walls and don't go somewhere
Yes.
without support of parents or someone from
Yeah.
relatives. And that's why feeling looks like as a COVID lockdown as was before in Ukraine for people with disabilities is the same.
Mm. I think that individuals like myself are very, very fortunate because I don't have to think, is my hospital
Mhm.
accessible? Is my ambulance accessible? Um, Sometimes is the bathroom, yes, and
Yes.
sometimes are there stairs to enter this building. But the hospital, at least we have the comfort of knowing that medical services are physically accessible and that we can get the care we need.
Mhm.
Um, this hearing this about COVID and also what we've heard and seen about the war makes me want to ask you that during this turbulent time, what is the most powerful action American people can take to show support and solidarity for the people of Ukraine?
Mhm. Uh, I think that around the world now people know that we are peaceful. Ukraine is peaceful nation. That we like peace, and I feel real that enough all world support Ukraine now this time. Before the war, a lot of support we had from the America. It's thank you for your government. Thank you for this.
Mm.
Different programs also is very great support. But now what we need from the America maybe it's most necessary to close sky, close no-fly zone in Ukraine. We need a weapon, and we need sanctions for the Russia because when if they will stand as a North Korea, it will be better for us.
Mm. So, if I'm hearing you correctly, sanctions against Russia,
Yes,
weapons, and a
yes.
no-fly zone
And
are what you're asking.
yes, and we need maybe medicines because in Ukraine not a lot now medicines. We need this support. Maybe some doctors who want to come as volunteer to Ukraine, maybe some soldiers, the same.
Okay, so more programs and services to get the medical care, either for those who've suffered with COVID or elderly who are dealing with things like diabetes and that don't have access because of the war, or the war soldiers themselves. Yeah.
Before the war, with medicines was good. We had medicines, also diabetes. Now people have not insulin. In Ukraine now we have not insulin. We need this more. Who with oncology, with oncology stay little children, they stay and have not medicines
Mm,
to have a
heartbreaking.
treatment.
Yeah.
Yes, it's too hard.
So if people hear your story and they want to show support, is it better for them to financially invest in a nonprofit that is showing support there? Or is it better for them to send things? I know you said on your journey you left with 2 items of clothing. You know, is it, I listen to people around me who say they want to help, but they don't know, should they put together stuffed toys for the children and you know, personal care kits and blankets and clothing, but then they don't know how do you get that from the US to the people in need, you know?
It's maybe better to send money some organization who support Ukraine, maybe on the borders, maybe in Ukraine who support these people who have not anything. People, for example, in Mariupol and Kharkiv, it's a help point, and they have not electricity, they have not heater, they have not children die because they don't have water.
There's so much we are fortunate to have, and
Yes.
if even the smallest amount, it sounds like can
Mhm.
help show some support and compassion.
Mhm.
This is a tangent, but we're talking about nonprofits. Tell me about your nonprofit.
Mhm. Before the after trauma, I had a profit foundation.
Mhm.
First, I opened this because I wanted to support beauty industry. But after, when I start to work, collaborate with beauty contests, I interested to this support of beauty contest. And
Mhm.
we worked together to the war. And last year, that I had a problem with my health, and that's why it's a little stopped. The
Mm. So
non-profit
on
organization.
hiatus.
Yes, now it's stopped. Now it's have vacation.
Yeah.
Vacation.
I think it's beautiful that you want to open the door for other girls and women of differing abilities to celebrate their personal style through fashion.
Yes.
I saw some of the website and things that you've done in the past, and it's really wonderful that you're sharing these open doors and helping open them further for the
Mm-hmm.
people that come after you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. It's really good.
We're really glad to have you here in the US. I'm glad you are safe. I'm glad we had a chance to meet, and I I hope that we can use the opportunity of getting to know one another in a way that can bring some comfort and support to others. I, is there a message you would want to give anyone back home who's feeling scared and isolated?
Mm-hmm. Yes, to everyone in generally around the world, I want to say that stay strong and never give up. About Ukraine, I want to say that I know we are very strong and we will win this war. I know about this. It's really, and to another people, from Ukraine who are refugees, I want to say we are together and we are united. After war, when everything this hell is finished, I know that a lot of people back to Ukraine and will help to build again our beautiful country.
Oh, that's wonderful. And then one last thing I would like to know, is there anything to fellow refugees who are disabled and who are not sure? Do I keep pushing through? What do you say to them?
I think that refugees in Ukraine, it's before the war, because not accessible was is too hard, but now it's more harder. Was one case when people from Kharkiv, it's on the east of Ukraine, near the Russia, and people go by train and they say, we don't take your wheelchairs. You can miss this in platform, but how people can go without wheelchair? As for me, when I went, yes, was a very big crowd, and people sat down on my wheels. I said, stand, please. Yeah, I don't want that you will break my wheelchair. But one detail we broke, in my wheelchair, and but now so it can be, without this. It's too hard to leave their houses because they need people with disabilities need more luggage, some medicines, some products of hygiene, everything that it's need. More harder. Who have pets also take with this. One my friend 2 days ago, she is my close friend. I spoke with her. She have not half of leg, and she say, I thought if go on the wheelchair or go on the protest. And she came without wheelchair and came here, and she need something silicone things what she wear before the on her foot, and she not can't find anything. I asked some person from now she is in Budapest in Hungary. I asked some people because I have friends around the world, and maybe they will help her, maybe or give some new wheelchair or what she need. Another thing, it's too hard.
Yes, yes. Well, is it best for someone to follow your website or your social media to see updates on how they can help?
Yes, I think maybe more go to the social media and speak about this situation. More people need to hear our stories.
Yes.
What happened with us? Sometimes here I live in a good family. They give for free for me and my mom one room, and we live with this beautiful people. And a housewife, she said this 2 days ago, she spoke with her friend, and she say, oh, my life is not very good. And she answer about this, you don't know what is this bad life. Don't bomb near you, don't kill your people or children, don't kill. How do you know, what do you know about bad life? Now your life is good.
Yeah, we need to be grateful
Yes,
for things.
yes, our stories is so sad stories, but it can be motivated another people. Our stories. That's why everyone should to go to the social media and more speak about this our problems, what we need. Someone can hear this.
So we can uplift one another, yes?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm really glad that we have met and that we have begun a friendship. And any way I can be a support to you, Oksana, I will. And I believe
Thank you so much, honey. Thank you.
you are welcome. And thank you for taking the time to talk to me today.
Oh, me too. Have a good day.
You
We
too.
will be on touch. Thank you for everything.
You're welcome.
Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to the Women's E-News podcast. If you like what you've heard, please subscribe. And to learn more about Women's E-News, please visit us at womensenews.org. It's completely free to subscribe.